Don't just live for tomorrow, or just live in yesterday. Just be glad for all you have that's in today.
Hey everyone, Connie here, and welcome to my blind reaction to Free, Eternal Summer, aka Season 2 of Free, episodes 9 and 10. So, yeah, last time we left off, we had a Makoto-themed episode where he was taking on a temporary coaching job at the pool. He helped out this kid who was the younger brother of an old middle school friend of his and Haru's, and that's basically the gist of it. It was a very nice, sweet episode. It was great getting to see Makoto in that teaching role, that coaching role. It really suits him extremely well. And yeah, it also gave us a little bit with Haru trying to figure out what he wanted to do. Because that seems to be a big theme with them right now, trying to figure out what they're going to do after they graduate and everything. So, yeah. But yeah, I'm excited for more episodes. And for those who don't know, who don't watch other stuff, maybe, the reason we are doing 2 episodes this week instead of just the normal one, is because next week we won't be having any free. Next week is One Piece week on the channel. So everything from Monday to Friday will be One Piece, meaning that yeah, we won't be getting to free. So in order, or anything else Monday to Friday. Saturday and Sunday stuff is still good, but yeah. But because of that, simply put, I wanted to make sure we got to a little more the week before, and maybe we'll get to a little more the week after as well. We'll have to see. But I'm excited. I'm excited to get to more, and I'm hoping to enjoy. I'm hoping to enjoy these episodes because we're getting close to the end of the season. There's 13 episodes. So after these episodes, after these 2, there will only be 3 left. And it's wild that we're this close already. But as I've said before, once we do finish this season, we will be going right back into Pandora Hearts. Because that was really the reason we were reacting to this right now anyway, because we needed a break from Pandora Hearts to kind of refresh ourselves on it. So yeah, we'll get back to Pandora Hearts right after this and then move on to something else. We'll see what that will be. But yeah, I'm excited nonetheless to see what we have in store. And we also got last time a big hint that something is up with Sosuke's shoulder, that he had a shoulder injury, and that's why he flubbed it during the relay. So maybe we'll find out about that in one of these episodes. We'll see. But in the meantime, we should probably just get this started because I've got other stuff to record today as well. Because as you guys know, I do pre-record this stuff. So I've got other stuff to pre-record as well today, so we probably should just get on with it. So that being said, when the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades to black and then fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the episodes. So, that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. So I looked it up. The voice actor for the Talent Scout guy, Toto is his name, by the way. It was Kent Williams. That was his name, by the way, Kent Williams. He's father. He's Gira Belladonna. He's Dr. Gero in Dragon Ball Z. He's a couple different characters in One Piece, Captain Kuro and Shura of the Skypian priests. He has a lot of roles. He's a pretty big name, pretty big name. But yeah, it was interesting getting to hear him. It's like it just kind of came out of nowhere. So let's talk. So these episodes had two main focuses to them, and this season really has, which I really like over the first season. The first season focused almost entirely on Iwatobi, with Samesika more as a background thing just for Reen's sake. But this season is much more invested in Samesika, and we as viewers are more invested in the Samesika team, which is why at the end there I was saying, I don't care who wins this. It doesn't matter to me whatever the result is. Yeah, it's like, yeah, of course. Iwatobi is kind of the main characters, so you want them to win. But this season has shown that the Samesika team are just as much of main characters. Reen, Sosuke, Ai, and Momotaro, they're just as much of main characters as the Iwatobi crew. They're just they're just presented differently. Let's put it that way. They're presented more as the secondary team, just for the sake of the series and everything, because you got to have kind of a main team, you know. But this season definitely has shown us that they are by no means lesser, and by no means like the antagonists. At the beginning of this season, when we first met Sosuke, I was thinking he was going to become an antagonist for the season. Like he was going to be against Reen's friendship towards the Iwatobi team, that he was going to end up getting in the way or causing some trouble with that. And he really didn't. Um, there really wasn't a situation of that kind of antagonistic character in this from Sosuke or really anyone else. This season more had to do with, and it's still going on, mind you, I know that, but this season more has to do with your own like inner antagonist, like the part of yourself that tells you you can't do something or you're not worthy, or even just the part of you that, well, gets to you when things are too stressful, or when just things become too much, or when you're worried about how others will react to the truth about something. That's more of the antagonistic force of this season than anything. So we've found out completely the truth behind Sosuke's injury. He wasn't getting scouted when younger. After Reen had left and had started to just do really well and everything, Sosuke wanted to match him so that he could one day fulfill his dream of swimming alongside him. Because he wasn't getting scouted, he started pushing himself harder and harder. Eventually, he hurt his shoulder, but he ignored it instead of getting it looked at and everything right away like he should have, and which would have probably fixed it right up. He instead just started training harder and harder and going more into it, not wanting to fall behind, and it fucked up his shoulder probably permanently. Honestly, it's probably something he'll never fully recover from. It just isn't. And so he basically had given up on swimming, but decided he wanted one last run, one last just hope to keep his dream alive. So that's why he decided to swim with Reen in them and join the Samesika team, because he wanted to make his dream come true of swimming alongside Reen, a hope that was brought back to him after seeing the previous season's events, the finals there. So, yeah, he wants to just he wanted to achieve his dream of swimming alongside Reen, and he did. When he told Reen all this, Reen was not happy, though. Reen was upset, and just as Sosuke knew he would be. That's why he wasn't telling him. That's why he was hiding it, because he didn't want his friend to be upset for him, to be sad over him. And it's really cool. It's really sweet, and it's really nice to see. Sosuke ended up becoming a much more interesting and likable character than honestly I thought he would. I honestly thought he would be an antagonist at the beginning, so I wasn't really sure he would become this big likable character, but he did. And on top of that, like he did it. He achieved his goal, and even if it didn't cause Samesica to win, they got pretty fucking close. And then we had also seen Haru had started to struggle with his post school goals, like what he wanted to do after high school and everything. And these episodes address that as well. During during the race, Haru just completely freezes. All of this having built up on him, all of this pressure, all of this stress, it just it takes him over, and he gives up in the middle of the race. He just stops swimming and just stands up in the pool. He's done. And when Reen confronts him in the locker room afterwards, they fight. They have a really big fight. And we see like what it is about it that has been eating at Haru. All this stress, all this pressure from the scouts and whatnot bothers him because it goes against why he's doing this. He swims for the sake of swimming because he loves it, but also for his friends. And all this talk of being scouted, all this talk of like these like colleges coming to try and bring him in and everything, it's not what he wants. It's not his it's not his goal, his dream, his ideal. So by these people continuously doing this, it just puts more stress and pressure on him that he doesn't need. And in the end, it's kind of pushing him further away. This is something he's definitely going to need to figure out, but he's just not sure about it. And yeah, it's just definitely not the best time to be putting that kind of pressure on him. We've seen how much Ai and Momotaro have grown as swimmers throughout this season. We've seen struggles on both sides, Iwatobi and Samesica, and even seen them fail at times. And we probably will in the future seasons as well. And that's fine. That is perfectly fine, because that's part of it, part of doing anything like this. Now the question is, will Iwatobi, now that they've gotten through, make it all the way? Because that's really the big goal at this point. They've already qualified. Now they have to go even further. They have to go all the way. And I trust that they will. I'm trusting that they will, because last season not doing so was like this big deal, and now I think they're ready to do it. I think it's about that time. So we got 3 episodes left. And that seems like that's probably what it's going to focus on. them going all the way, Smazuka probably supporting them, and just closing out these character arcs and stories. And I'm all good with that. I think it's going to be a good way to end this out. We had the big climactic moment here in this episode, in these episodes. So it's like now we can just focus on the ending. So yeah, I'm all good with that. But tell me in the comments below what you thought of these episodes of Free Eternal Summer / Season 2. And thank you so much for tuning in. For now, I'm Connie and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.